Yes, we are live now. Hi, good morning, everybody, to all fellow Malaysians watching this right now. My name is Wesley Chan, and we have Lawrence here, and of course, our beloved guest here today, Mr. Aria Putera, the group's president and also the CEO of SME Bank Malaysia. So, hi, good morning to all of you first, and again, one more time for those of you who have just joined us, I would appreciate you to help us to like and share this post so that we can benefit many more Malaysians out there. So I do know that Mr. Aria, you have a tight schedule, so let's get into the interview straight right away.
Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
so perhaps Lawrence, you want to say anything?
Yes, thank you so much, Aria. I think we have
Thank
met
you.
many years ago, and I think this is a very difficult period for a lot of people. Thank you also for still working over the clock in helping a lot of SMEs.
Yeah.
Dah lah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, just want to share, we just slightly, I mean, I always make this thing as a joke, but it's a reality. We are slightly better than the hospital, if you would like to put that way. Because,
Definitely.
yeah, it's a lot of, applications that came to us, which I think, they're in the, quite desperate of getting assistance. So,
Yes,
yeah, we are helping them.
Definitely, because I also want to promote a bit. I'm also a SME bank client, so I think they have fantastic services, fantastic people, fantastic
Thank you.
advisors that they will be helping you. So let's get into it, Aria. I think this is a
Okay.
very difficult period, a period where a lot of businesses be caught by attention. They are not prepared. This thing happens almost at a sudden, almost only 4 months, and that's it. It's all over the world. So, Aria, back to the topic today. What do you think business owners need at this moment the most from the government and from the bank?
Yeah, I think if you look at from the few stimulus package announced by the government, the first two stimulus package, if I can really understand it, is purely to help people on the street. Those especially B40, M40, people that are suffering from this lockdown, and many businesses cannot operate, and some of the businesses started to doing layoff, and so many things happen to them. But the recent stimulus package and the enhanced stimulus package announced by the government a few days ago, amounting to 10 billion, is to address SMEs. So this is a critical time where the SMEs should thank the government of this recent announcement. They should quickly take this opportunity. However, do it responsibly. Meaning, if you need that fund, please go and approach the agencies that has been identified by the government for them to lend you the assistance. If you don't, my advice is please do not take that financing. Because at the end of the day, post COVID-19, the cash flow would need to be sufficient enough to pay for your commitment. So that's my advice.
All right. So I think Aria, you mentioned a very good point where if they can't, they don't take up. But the thing is this: I think a lot of businesses now, what are the challenges they face is: should I maintain my business model or should I innovate and change? So I think my question to you is, when is the right time that you think for them to decide whether to change or to maintain their current business model? What's your take on this?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Business in general, they have two type of costs. One is a fixed cost. One is a variable cost. These two costs has to be managed responsibly, because for them to take the financing, they must know what is it for. Is it for a prolonged situation, or is it for just a temporary? While the business start to pick up. So the way I look at it, COVID-19 has changed the global landscape, the economic landscape of the world. People doesn't do things what they have done before. For example, if previously they go to the kedai mamak for a meal, right now is all mobile. People kalau if previously doesn't really carry hand sanitizer, now everybody has a hand sanitizer in their pocket. So it has changed the whole landscape. Consumer now becoming very savvy, very health conscious. They want more or less interaction. Try to distance themselves from everyone. So for businesses, they need to take into consideration this type of changes. This would be the new norm of the world. the things that if you look at my head, I mean, I normally don't have this very short hair, but how the housewife now from they know how to cook, now they know how to cut hair.
Yeah.
So so it has changed the whole landscape. So as far as SME is concerned, take this opportunity, look at your cash flow, whether you need what and how much, and by when you need to really use this fund. Secondly, during this MCO period, they should take opportunity to do research to see how globally things has changed, especially the landscape of the economy in Malaysia. Trust me, we are not going to do things like what we have been doing like before. So that's very, very important. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you mentioned one very good point where we should actually reflect, and I think being SME business owners, right? I think sometimes they have a mentality where, because people always think very optimistic, right? So in this standpoint, you talk about some financial viewpoint, cash flow, right? So does SME Bank provide any advisory services or consultation for your existing or potential clients?
Thank you for asking that question. This is very crucial. I mean, you spot on. We now getting financial assistance, hard cash into our pocket. But that's not the end of everything. How to reskill ourselves during this period. So as far as SME is concerned, we have a subsidiary called SEDA, where SEDA would have they have online training for businesses to really first improve their businesses, to look for good new opportunity, and how to have or implement technology or digital into their current businesses. So please liaise with our SEDA team. It's available in our website or all the details. Besides that, the government has many agencies providing trainings. We're talking about MDEC, we're talking about Magic, InScan. There are various agencies that try to help entrepreneurs during this period to enhance their businesses and to look for new opportunities. So, look beyond financial assistance from the government.
Yes, I think this is a very good advice. I think a lot of people sometimes mislook at that part, or overlook at that part. They all focus only on the financial constraint at the moment, and they forgot that actually they may need to do some changes to their business. Mr. Aria, there's a comment out there by a lot of businesses as well. Months down the road, business may be affected. Business may be affected.
Can you repeat your question one more time, Lawrence?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
This one was kind of, yeah.
All right. So I think just overlook, a lot of businesses may overlook at that part on just only focusing on financial constraint, but not reskilling or rechanging or retransforming their business. So, but there's a lot of comment out there that this may prolong for the next 6 months, 12 months, or 18 months down the road. So businesses may have no revenue. There are some comment that, what do you think? If business have no revenue and they are supposed to take a loan to save the business, what is your take on this?
Yeah. When business has no revenue, meaning the demand for that particular business is non-existent anymore.
Yeah.
That's very obvious. And then, as I mentioned in the earlier part of this session, the consumer pattern of spending has changed.
Yes.
So they should be reviewing the whole business model. It could be the current product is not value adding anymore to the consumer. That's why they couldn't really sell the product during this period, even is prolonged, even is after post COVID-19. As I mentioned, this is reality. Yeah, it has changed the whole landscape of economy. The moment you are not into this digital and technology in your business, you will be irrelevant. Because everybody now communicating through WhatsApp, buying through e-commerce platform. There's no physical contact. So it tells us that you don't have to have a brick and mortar type of business anymore. Relook at your cost structure, reduce those the redundancy, and see what kind of opportunity out there beyond Malaysian water, because e-commerce has created borderless environment for businesses to really perform. So if maybe I just want to share with you. I was in Indonesia for about a good 4 years, and I've seen how SMEs out there has been selling their products, and I compare with SME in Malaysia. I think in terms of packaging, for example, is very attractive for the product to be to be bought by a consumer. It's all about packaging. It's all about a quality of product. But generally, I'm not saying that our SME has no quality, but there are room for improvement. I'm sure that SME out there has a very good quality, a very good product, but the marketing part, the packaging, and the way how they market the product to the consumer need to be changed.
Sure.
This part that the businesses or SMEs need to review again their business model.
That is a very interesting advice to all SMEs, including for myself. Actually, to be very frank with you, for the past few days, even people like Wesley, we have been working together to revamp some of our, we used to do a lot of physical interviews.
Lawrence, can you?
I think we are.
Just before we move on to Beyond Malaysia, which is something that I think Wesley will be very interested to ask, I would like to ask this question. With your experience in SME Bank, other than aviation and tourism that is badly affected, which are the other SMEs group that are also greatly affected by this pandemic?
Yeah. I mean, as you rightly mentioned, first to be hit. I mean, for the part when this pandemic happened is tourism. But we have seen quite a bad impact on the manufacturers. A bit when they're too relying on raw material from overseas, for example. And the cost has been escalated up. You can no more buy the raw material at the price that you used to buy before. So these are the group of people that has been badly affected, and also at a smaller scale, taxi drivers, barbers, laundries, and especially those informal businesses also got affected. So generally, if you ask me which one that really got badly affected, is first tourism industry, second is manufacturing. That where these businesses having hundreds of workers, and now they have to scale down the production, or some of them need to really stop the production because of the cost of production doesn't really justify with the sales. So this is what we have seen.
Understood.
I think it's very interesting to hear from the angle from you, Mr. Aria, because you have all this data and it's not just based on hearsay, right? And I want to pick up something on what you said. I think you said just now, I think that we look at this pandemic right now where it's already borderless. So my next question, as a business owner, I'm curious to ask. So would you support business owners to actually think beyond Malaysia now?
Okay. Yes, we do. Basically, we have a few programs running. And then we work very closely with Exim Bank, where most of our clients, that would like to venture into overseas, we would just link with Exim Bank to provide facility. That's on the normal business arrangement that we are having currently. Secondly, SME Bank, we have not launched it publicly, but we have what we have do a soft launch is the Odella. Odella is our e-commerce platform where entrepreneurs is a B2B where entrepreneurs can market their product on this platform. The beauty of this platform is it is a ready demand and the supplier itself. Why I'm saying ready demand, because we will encourage all of our fund recipient, the financing that they receive, our clients, to spend on or to source for raw material on this platform. So so for those suppliers or businesses that would like to participate, is you can go to our website. There is a link to Odella, or you can contact our team directly. One thing that I want to really highlight is, as I mentioned, manufacturers has been very badly affected.
Yes.
Why? Because their over reliance on imported goods or raw material. This is the time where we have to relook at our ecosystem, our domestic ecosystem. I know the issue of oh, raw material from overseas is much cheaper than Malaysia. But if you don't start it now, if you don't really empower other SMEs to supply, they can't really bring the prices lower. If all of us among SMEs can support each other, source the raw material from other SMEs within our ecosystem, eventually we will be creating a better safety net when it comes to facing crisis as what we are facing right now. So please, we have to work together. There is no SMEs that don't have the similar or good product as what you have been getting from overseas.
Right. And I think that's a good point. I like the point where you say that it's supporting the ecosystem. So as regards to that, right? I think I'm looking at the comments right now. We have Ashraf saying hi. Albert Lee say hi to our cool CEO. I guess it's your stuff. Bilal Ahmad. So Aria, there's a question from Bilal. I think a follow-up question from the sectors that are affected. His question to you is, what do you think about the furniture industry?
Furniture industry, okay, if I look at from the raw materials perspective, of course, most of them are sourcing the raw material domestically. However, our probably the competitive quite intense right now, where we have been seeing a lot of imported furnitures from overseas, especially from China.
Yes.
But again, so when I look at the quality, I must say that our SME has good quality or good product that they are able to to market it. It's just the matter of the pricing. Yeah. So for the furnitures, my apology, I don't have a in-depth knowledge on the furniture, but I think the issue of this furniture industry is still the demand in our domestic market. In fact, if I can, it's not really challenge, but if I can encourage, the hotel association to look at our SMEs in the furniture industry, in the food industry, or that could supply the similar quality of product, without really looking at the pricing, because eventually the pricing will be becoming more competitive going forward. So, but we have to start it now. Source from local manufacturers, source from local suppliers, and source from local SMEs. So that's my advice for the furniture industry.
I think that is very good. I really am thankful for such advice, because I think it's important to support our fellow Malaysians at the moment. And I hope that once MCO is over, if you're going to go holiday and be safe, please go local. Don't go overseas at the moment. Yeah, Aria, just a follow-up question. Yeah. You mentioned about
Lawrence,
I'm losing you.
Can you hear me? I'm so sorry.
Lawrence, can you repeat again? Yeah.
Yeah, so I think in my practice, we have worked very closely with SEDA previously on educational programs for entrepreneurs. Maybe, Aria, do you want to extend your, what other services is also available for SME owners to come to SME Bank at this difficult moment?
Okay, so SME Bank has two main mandate that we are playing right now. One is the financing. It's very obvious. Financing that we are granting to all entrepreneurs. Second one is we have the beyond financing. This beyond financing is where the advisory, the hand-holding team that will be sitting with our clients to see how and when they should grow. So these are the main advantage of our setup. It's just maybe certain SME say, it's a bit I'm not SME Bank's client, so I cannot go to SEDA. Which is no, SEDA is open to everyone. We are more than happy to really share with you with our new techniques of trainings. We have a growth wheel that can project your businesses, how you can improve your businesses, and what you need to have in your businesses. So please grab this opportunity, liaise with our team in SEDA, and see what we can do beyond financing.
Right. So yeah, I think you mentioned a good point. We're beyond financing. So in regards to that, do you have any last advice or any recommendation for our business owners right there to go through this period?
Yeah. Two things. One is I just want to repeat what we have, in SME Bank when it comes to financing. Besides the SRF, the Special Relief Fund, we also have the automation and digitalization facilities. We have the agro food facilities and the all economic sectors facilities, which is more than the SRF, more than Special Relief Fund. Special Relief Fund is only during this rainy day, to help you to free up your cash flow, and also to add more money into your cash flow. But going forward, you should tap into this fund. This fund are provided by Bank Negara at a very, very competitive rate. So that's on the financing. Secondly is the reskilling, or to remodeling your businesses. Please come forward and meet our team, sit down with them, try to leverage on their knowledge and expertise to guide you, to make sure that from SMEs that not able to go for a commercial bank, we will help you. At the end of the day, you are able to not only to commercial bank, but also can tap the equity markets. So that's our main objective of having these two set up.
Right. All right, and I really want to thank you for your sharing here today, and especially I think it's good to see people like you, organizations like you, giving so much to SME business owner, which I think is very timely right now. All right, so I know that you're busy right now. Okay.
Yes. Sorry, maybe just one last thing. I think most entrepreneurs says no. How should I go and everything? CGC they have this portal called I am SME. If you're not sure where to go, you just hit to that link. You can apply through that link, and CGC will help to reroute your application to banks. So don't worry about accessibility. Worry about where you want to go post COVID-19.
That's a very good point. That's a very good way to end this, right? Okay. So again, thank you so much for your time, Aria. I know that you're busy. I know the next schedule at 11 o'clock. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to you. And again, for those of you who need any assistance or any advice to do reach out to SME Bank Malaysia. And just one final thing from us, for all of us from My Parentis team, I've also invited for those of you watching right now, because we're also running this campaign right now. It's called the My Parentis Care. Does any one of you here, if you want to be a part of this, support for the frontliners and the deserving family members? So we have a campaign to help them. www.simplygiving.com event My Parentis Care. So I would like to invite all of you to be participate of this. All right. So with that, I thank you so much for your time. And of course, last but not least, we normally have a tradition of taking pictures. So what happened is that okay, we're gonna look at the screen. I'm gonna do snapshot. Okay. So just look at the screen. Give us your love sign. Okay. Ready?
Okay.
Cool. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Right. Thank you so much. Please continue with your noble, engagement to benefit all SMEs. We really need this type of engagement actually.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. I know your busy schedule. Thank you so much again.
All right, thank you everyone. Thank you so much for your time. And till then, signing off. Everyone here, thank you. Okay, bye-bye.